Live from Uvalde, Texas, the crossroads of Texas and America.
Texas Country at the Crossroads with Robert Miguel.
The best new country from the Lone Star State.
Alrighty, we are live at Broadway 830, 100 East Main Street, downtown Uvalde. It is a beautiful day out here in the patio at Broadway 830, and we're excited to bring you another Texas Country at the Crossroads interview. And we've got with me from New Braunfels, San Antonio, not quite sure there, but I've got Mr. Jonathan Garcia. What's up, buddy?
Hey, how's it going?
Welcome to Uvalde, man. Oh, gonna give me a high five on the air.
Heck yeah.
Fist bump? That's nice. That's warm, man. I like that a lot. All right, so especially, after COVID, when nobody wants to touch anybody, right?
Oh, I'm kind of over that.
Yeah, me too. Been a long time now. So good to hear that. So, Jonathan, you made the drive in. Again, where are you located from exactly?
So I've been living in New Braunfels the past couple of years.
Okay.
I just moved in with my fiance who's sitting right there behind me.
Oh, okay. All right, the better half. All right,
yeah.
Very good. All right,
so
nice.
we moved to back to San Antonio, and that's kind of where we're at currently.
Very good. So how was the drive-in? I know that, of course, I'm sure you know that the tragedy that happened here last week in Uvalde, it's been all over crazy, but it's really not helped the traffic either.
No, when I pulled in, I was actually kind of a little bit surprised how much traffic there was.
Yeah.
I'm like, what is everybody doing here?
Every news crew in the country is parked somewhere, man. We were at Starbucks yesterday, and it was nothing but bloggers and YouTubers and national news. I mean, everywhere from BBC to Univision. You know what I mean? It's
taking all the Wi-Fi.
Sucking up all the Wi-Fi and all the caffeine in town, man. But well, we're glad you're here because you got a purpose. You're not just taking up space. You're here to lend your talents and hopefully help some of these Uvaldians kind of take their mind off a really dark time. So thank you for being a part of the healing process, first of all.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Anything we can do. We have a lot of friends, a lot of venues, a lot of businesses in and around San Antonio, New Braunfels, and obviously within Uvalde that are doing everything they can on their end to put on benefits and put some money hopefully in the pockets of the families that are hurting right now.
The outpouring has been insane, remarkable, and there's been so much love. There has been a weird, dark, underside with the criticism of the police, and then there's, the gun grabbers, and what I mean. So there's two sides to every story.
Yeah.
So it's been a really interesting vantage point that we've had here. I mean, I've been in the media for most of my life, but never been in a town where something like this has happened, obviously. So seeing the duality of all the love and all the compassion and all the support, but then again the dark side of all the the opportunists, you know what I mean, and
Sure.
the critics and the vultures that are here. It's a really interesting dynamic. So again, thank you for being a part of the positive part of all that. So, and I don't want to sound like a hater because really we do appreciate everything that everybody's doing from the outside looking in. So again, we've got Jonathan Garcia here from the San Antonio area. Now, when's the last time or have you ever played in Uvalde before?
We've done a couple private parties for out at Paloma Panchanka.
Okay, cool.
That's pretty much. I played it on one other spot, acoustic, maybe 10 years ago. I can't remember I think it's
more like George Concan maybe or something. Dehanis. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So so first time in downtown Uvalde proper then, huh?
Yeah, this is pretty cool, and it's a lot more people than I was thinking. But.
Yeah, for sure. Well, and Uvalde has grown exponentially despite the tragedy that's happened here. It has grown a lot. I mean, we got a Starbucks now, so hey, we're so fancy. It's a beautiful area downtown. You got the Opera House right over there and beautiful town square. So
yeah, we're right here at the square.
Yeah.
That's
so
crazy.
Yeah, please, while you're here, look around and kind of soak it in, and we appreciate you making the journey in. So again, Jonathan Garcia, let's go ahead and talk about musically. I know you've got a few songs up on Reverb Nation and Spotify and all the regular places. You're working on new stuff. We're going to try to have that new stuff, but we don't have that here to debut yet.
Yeah, we haven't got our mastering back.
All right.
But all that stuff's in the works. We're working with a producer, Bob Driver. He's from Midnight River Choir, bass player.
Oh, cool.
And so he's been working with us at a studio out of New Braunfels called Mikasa Studios.
Okay.
So it's a secret little spot just outside of town we found, and it's really worked well for us. We've been able to get in there on a very low financial budget over 2020, 2021 when a lot of people weren't doing a lot of things, right?
Right, yeah.
And so we tried to just focus on music and just hope for the best. And once things started opening back up, I mean, we tried to get out there first ones out the gate. So
Now your biography, and I don't know how recent it is, but it kind of describes you as more of an Americana artist.
Sure.
So I guess if you could give us an idea for those who have not heard you at all, what exactly, I mean, formatically, music-wise, what are you throwing out there?
yeah, I'll start from the very beginning. I mean, my parents have absolutely no music background, so I was not blessed with any of those things. I love you, Mom and Dad, but my dad's favorite CD growing up was Best of Kenny G.
Oh, wow, okay.
And my mom was somewhere between Mariah Carey and, somewhere over there in that ether.
You're making me feel old, man. Like when your mom's listening, growing up with Mariah Carey, that's like my generation.
Mariah
Man. That's
Carey,
awesome.
Paula Abdul, any kind of female singer. So
That's
I had
awesome, okay.
Those two influences, and then so it wasn't until middle school where I got into the Collective Soul, Pearl Jam,
okay.
Alternative. Rock and roll. Still wasn't in guitar. Didn't pick up guitar till college. I went to see a friend of mine.
Now hold on, let me rewind, because
Okay.
you cited Collective Soul.
Oh, yeah.
Not many musicians cite Collective Soul as like an influence or a reference point or anything. It's just kind of that's one of my favorite bands on the planet, by the way. So I just kind of wanted to latch onto that for just a brief moment, because they're a really solid, riffy rock band.
Yeah,
man.
absolutely.
Really great melodies, great vocals. The production is fantastic.
Absolutely.
So, guys, I just thank you for mentioning that. I just want to say that.
Yeah. So then in college, I went to a show at the Aardvark in Fort Worth when I was going to school. I went to see a friend of mine, Rob Baird, play, and he had just put a band together. And I talked to him after the show, and he was like, "Dude, we just kind of put guys together, and we came up with these songs. It's really fun. You should do it." So I got with my friend Luke Olson. Have you ever met Luke Olson from San Antonio?
I have not, no.
He's started out with Pat Green, Wade Bowen, all them up in West Texas in the 90s. And so I got with him, and he was really busy back then. And so I got to kind of do the whole tour manager road thing and roadie and setting up all his gear, got to do everything.
Hard work, but you can learn a lot, right?
A lot of work, a lot of driving.
Yeah.
Yeah, so.
But I mean, that's
where the fire was. I was like, now I know I really want to do this.
Yeah.
But I don't know, how am I supposed to do it? I've never picked up a guitar before. Here I'm 22 years old. So I'm kind of got a late start to it. I really wish I would have picked up piano or guitar like really early on in life and kept it going. But my parents had us so involved in sports, growing up competitively. So I'm still in the competitive mind, and I'm competitively out there trying to get my music out there.
Okay, so you're starting off in the early 20s, but did you did you sing in church choir? Did you already know you could sing? Were you a karaoke guy? I mean, somewhere along the line, somebody had to tell you, oh, you got a good voice, man, you can carry a tune, go sing here. Were you ever finding yourself, or were you just a sing along with the songs in the car stereo kind of guy?
Yeah, I definitely sing along. I never got in front of a mic. I would never really sing in church, kind of hummed, if anything.
Wow.
But yeah, it's crazy how it's all evolved, and really just meeting a lot of friendly musicians in the industry is where it's all started. Everyone just kind of takes care of each other, and so I've been able to kind of piggyback off a couple of different people here.
Well, you learn by osmosis. I mean, if you're around hard workers and you're around talent, then it rubs off, right? So that's awesome, man. So as far as the recording, because you do have some recorded work like we're talking about, what was it that got you, I guess, that first batch of songs? How do they come about, and what got you in the studio?
So I had about 8 or 9 songs. My friends at the time, other bandmates, were like, you need to get in and record. We found our friend Jerry Clayton at Radio Dog Recording, and went in there and did a 6-track EP back in 2011. Released it the next year, and kind of rode the wave off those songs for a few years, and then never really tried to get back in the studio. I really love just playing live and getting on the road and traveling and seeing different places, and so that's kind of been my main bread and butter, is just playing every weekend as much as I can.
So then this first batch of songs, about 10 years old at this point.
Sure.
What was the, I guess, subject matter, lyrical influence? How were they put together as far as thematically?
Yeah, I think they're very elementary, but I mean, I took them
just kind of like Songwriter 101, kind
yeah,
of basic
a lot of breakup
kind of
songs, sort
yeah.
of thing.
No.
Breakup and heartache, and just trying to figure out who I was.
So as far as the new material that you said you're recently working on, I mean, obviously kind of long time coming. What was the influence on those? What kind of changes are we making between the old batch and the new stuff?
It's pretty much I have a very solid band behind me now. Before it was just whoever we could pick up on the weekends, But now I've had a band now for the past three years with most of the same three guys. So I'm really been excited about that, how we've been able to evolve as a group together, just playing and being able to just do its best off of each other. But the new songs really have been come out of more like co-writes. I've been co-writing with one of my old song buddies. He got married, had a kid, and then kind of did the whole corporate life, and now his wife is kind of giving him the reins. Hey, I want you to do music again because I know that makes you happy.
Right,
so we do a singer-songwriter thing at his house every Monday, Tuesday.
That's what the ladies do. They love you because you're a musician. They get you. Then they say, don't do music. You're not a rock star. And then after a while, they see you're sad and you're broken. They go, okay, go back to music. You're not cool anymore. Let's be cool again. So
yeah, and so I was really blessed with finding this one. I won't mention any names right now, but she's told me from the very beginning, I don't want you working on anything else but music.
Nice, all right.
So I get that focus from her.
Definitely the muse, very good.
Yeah, the muse for sure.
Now, there's something you mentioned here. Now, you mentioned that in the last 3 years, your band came together. Mm-hmm. Now, that seems to be almost the opposite of what most musicians have gone through, because the pandemic, in many ways, tore a lot of bands apart, because full bands weren't able to get those gigs. Oftentimes, it actually the pandemic lent itself more to kind of a singer-songwriter, acoustic, guy in a corner because of like the crowd capacities that we were dealing with. So a lot of bands kind of had to either they lost players or they disbanded, and you managed to get a core group together to stick around. How did the pandemic, I guess, because that's all it's. I mean, it feels like it's over, but it's really pretty recent stuff. How did that all play into where you are now? I
think it just happened. I just happened to get lucky by the chance that these guys weren't finding work anywhere else. And I always knew from the start this was going to end at some point, and we're going to move on with our lives, right? And when that happens, I want to be ready to get out of the game. And I was hoping around summertime, because that's when busy gigs, and I can be busy 3 or 4 times a week.
Right.
It was really just kind of hoping for the best and just kind of having everybody just focus, keep your head down, and like let's work during this time so that we can play later.
Nice. Well planned, man. Very cool. So I guess it just kind of crystallized for you that way. So is there? Do you have a deadline, an ETA, when the new music will happen, or when you will get it in your hands and out for distribution?
Yeah, they're saying fall of this year. So
what's the plan once 6 songs? Is that what you said?
Yeah. So what our plan is once the first song gets pushed out, every 2 or 3 months we'll release another single just to keep people engaged. Yeah. And then at the end of those single releases, the last single will just release all 6 as an EP.
That is fantastic. Well, be sure and make sure that we get that, and we'd love to get it on the air. We do have one of your older songs, so let's go and play that, give you a break from talking.
Sounds good.
This one's called Down South, Merry-Go-Round. Why don't you give us a little background, of what the song is about, then we'll get it on the air. Maybe I can twist your arm and get you to play that fancy guitar you got over there.
Heck yeah. I actually wrote this song on the Guadalupe River many, many moons ago. I just remember just trying to figure out what I wanted to do with my life, and I just felt like I was getting older, but I knew there was some young spring in me, and so that's kind of what the song is about, just kind of bringing me back and making sure that all things come full circle.
Right on. Again, this is Jonathan Garcia. The song is called Down South, and this is UvaldeRadio.net.
See where it can lead. I haven't failed. check this out from me. I wanna see where it can lead. I haven't read the end of my merry-go-round. I found city lights, I got the moonlight vibe. I'm so alive, we're so alive. Don't take this life from me. I wanna see where it can lead. I haven't been the end of my merry-go-round.
All right. Texas Country at the Crossroads with Robert Miguel. Live from Uvalde, Texas, the crossroads of Texas and America.
That's right, we are live at Broadway, 830 100 East Main Street, downtown Uvalde, Texas Country at the Crossroads. The interview series, we do it every Friday night from 6:30 to 7 p.m. Then live music on the Broadway 830 Outdoor Courtyard. And I'm Robert Miguel. We've got Jonathan Garcia in town tonight. Jonathan, good job, man. Down South was the song. And then in parentheses, Merry-Go-Round. I dig that tune, and I'm looking forward to seeing him live tonight here for the first time in Uvalde proper. So we've got Jonathan. He's over here on a stool, got his guitar out, getting ready to play some music. Jonathan, before we go any further, man, tell us, I guess, your website and socials and all that. Where can we find you? If anybody just heard that song and like, dude, I got to get his music, where do they go?
Yeah, so first of all, just reverbnation.com/Jonathan Garcia Music. Right now we're working on jonathangarciamusic.com. It's actually in the process as of last night. Okay. So I have somebody working on that right now with us. But yeah, you can find all music on all platforms, Spotify, Apple Music, or Amazon.
Yeah, I found you on Amazon as well too. All right, so Jonathan Garcia on Reverb Nation and Facebook, and that's where we're buddies on Facebook. So if you have hard time finding him, shoot me a message. I'll get you connected. So, Jonathan, I guess what's in the plan for the summer, man? We're at the top of the summer. You got any big shows, any gigs you're excited about, or any regional touring?
Yeah, we're out there a full bunch. For tomorrow, we got full band in Bulverde and Tejas Rodeo, and then I'm back out in Newsom Vineyards out in Comfort for an acoustic set.
Now, you mentioned the full band earlier. You said you're real excited about these guys. You got about 3 years in. Let's go ahead and talk about the band. Give them a shout out. Tell us their names, what they do, and how you met them, I guess, if that's cool.
So I met one of my best friends, Chris Brady. He's a guitar player. He also plays drums as well. But met Chris maybe about 8 years ago, and we've been friends ever since. And he's actually the one that found this Gibson guitar that he just made me purchase on a whim. So I'm really
He's like, I twist your arm, make it do it.
He's like, here, you need to buy this.
Do it for the band. Do it for the band, bro.
I'm not really in a position to buy a new guitar, but he's like, you don't have to pay me back right away. And it's like, okay, that's
gotcha,
cool.
Right.
And then bass player, I have my buddy Seth Stevens that's working with us. He comes from Virginia, so he comes from more of a jam band kind of world, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, sure.
And so to bring him along and have those elements that he brings to the table have been really great. And then my buddy Matt Kirk as well plays guitar with us, and he's from New Braunfels. And him and his mom Sylvia Kirk, they play all over Green Hall. So they have a neat thing going acoustically, but it's nice to see him with electric guitar on stage.
Now, I was going to say, the New Braunfels, you guys have some cool stuff going on musically there. I mean, it seems like, is it good to be a New Braunfels, or is it a little saturated and a little harder to kind of make a name for yourself there?
It's tough. I mean, I really like it because, I mean, all of our friends just live right there, right? Everybody lives in New Braunfels or San Marcos. It's a really special town. It's really nice during the week when not all the tourists are there. Summertime and on the weekend it can be a little tough. But as far as getting gigs and stuff, every venue there is very open, and they know how to treat their musicians. That's what we really love about the town. But for me, I do truly like to get out of New Braunfels and play, just because like I said, that's my home, right? So. It's been my home for so long, for the past couple of years, and I really just enjoy to travel, and I love the great state of Texas, and I just want to get out and everybody else out in New Braunfels hear my music.
So give me a few examples of some of your favorite places to play outside of home, away from home.
I like going up to Fredericksburg and playing the wineries,
Oh, yeah.
on Sundays.
Who wouldn't, right?
Yeah, that's great.
Awesome.
We like traveling down to the coast. I mean, I love. It's been a minute since we've gone up to Austin, just because I feel like it's very saturated there.
Yeah, sure.
Even coming back to San Antonio, it's great. We have a hometown crowd that we really love, and I can't wait to get back. And once some of these songs start coming out, and we doing more full band stuff this fall, we're definitely going to hopefully be back in Uvalde, which would be really awesome. And then we're going to do some hometown shows in San Antonio and New Braunfels as well. So we're excited about that.
So as far as getting out on the road, and I'm sure that you're old and wiser now, but is there any crazy road stories? A little too drunk here, a little too much whatever there. I mean, what's some good road stories? You got anything at all?
Yeah, if you want to hear those kind of stories, you're going to have to come to the show and ask.
Good show, all right?
But
You'll do those between songs. That's the banter, huh?
Yeah, that's
all
the
right.
banter.
Fair enough.
I can't give away all the goods.
Anything to get them here, man. Very cool. Or maybe start a blog or like a YouTube channel or something for that, just for that stuff.
Yeah.
Well, very good, man. John, that's great talking to you. Now you got your guitar here. We got a few minutes, so let's go ahead and get you to play something live for us, man. What you gonna do?
All right, this is one we're working on in the studio right now. This is a song called "Bad Dream." It's a co-wrote. I wrote with my buddy Chloe and Cook in San Antonio. And we've been working on this song for a few months now. So it's not fully there, but this is definitely want to give you a little piece of it. It's called "Bad Dream." Wake up every morning and I kiss you on the cheek, 'cause that's the only way that I know I can start my week. It seems as every hour seems to take its precious time. I pray to God when I get home that you will still be mine, and I hope that you love me like before. I've heard your broken hearts like glasses shattered on the floor. Now I'm stuck here, somewhere in between true love and a bad dream. Gonna give you a little short clip of that one.
Nice, very good.
It's more of a band song, so it's tough.
All right, give it up, man. That's very cool. You got the juice. That's the preview, man. You want to give us a little bit of something else? Got anything else?
Yeah, absolutely.
May as well get a couple of get a good sample, a little poo-poo platter here.
This is a song called "My Time." Money, yeah, you take my time. I might be out of my damn mind, living this life that I know best. Northbound 281, right past the hill where time stood still. Whoever knew that we'd make it this far? Take my time, follow the lights until I see the other side. Who knows? You might be there. You might be there in time. Who knows?
Nice, very good. Jonathan Garcia live here on UvaldeRadio.net. You can see him live tonight here at Broadway 830 in the patio from 7 to 10 p.m., which is just a few minutes away, man. Thanks for sharing that with us, man.
Thank you.
That's good. You are sweating. It's hot out here today, huh?
It's pretty warm.
It's weird because it feels nice, but at the same time, it's kind of hot. It's crazy, man. But you're doing all the work, so thanks for sharing the little previews of what's to come. So those new songs probably out by the fall.
That's
right?
what we're hoping for.
So very cool, man. Is there a title for the EP? Official? Is it artwork? Is it all still just kind of being
He's in the mix right now. You need to ask Bob what he's doing. He better be working tonight.
Well, I'm excited that you shared those with us because I'm interested to hear, those kind of raw versions and then seeing what the full, produced product sounds like, how different it is. Well, man, you sound great live. The guitar work sounds great. You got a great voice. As far as the show tonight, tell me what it is the Uvalde people can expect as far as some originals, maybe some covers. What do you have on tap for?
Yeah, so we're going to do a little bit of everything. I actually played, this is funny, I played a 4-year-old birthday party. It was a number of years ago, but the one request she said you can play whatever you want. I love your music, but I have one request. We do a cover of this Taylor Swift song. I'm like, oh man, okay. Well, I looked at
Swift.
Yeah, so I looked at the song. I'm like, well, that song's not bad. And then I found out that Ryan Adams did a whole cover of this whole, the whole 1989 album.
Wow.
So
okay.
I had some reference. I was like, okay, cool, I can do it.
So there are dudes.
Yeah,
doing
there
this
are dudes
music.
that are doing this music, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, so I've kept that one on in our set list, and that's the band really loves that song. It's called Wildest Dreams. So if you come out here, definitely request it. I'll play it as many times as you want.
That is fantastic.
But,
I think it's always cool when
sure.
somebody does like something a little left of center. I mean, it's always fun because there's always somebody in the audience that's like, that knows that,
right,
or has no idea. And it's just, I mean, somebody. Gosh, I was watching a country artist one time, and he started playing the Humpty Dance, and I was like,
wow.
That's about as novel as it gets, But I was like, yeah, that's my old jam, man.
Yeah, maybe if I could learn how to play the wobble, I'd be good.
No, anything but that. But very cool. Again, Jonathan Garcia here in Uvalde for the first time making his debut performance at Broadway 830. Y'all got to come out and see it tonight from 7 to 10 p.m. We're going to let him take a few minutes of a breather, and I guess we're going to wrap it up here. Once again, find him, Jonathan Garcia, on what, Reverb Nation, you said?
Correct. ReverbNation.com. It's Jonathan, Jonathan Garcia Music. Hit me up on Instagram. My handlebar is J Garcia Music. Add me, I'll add you back, and let's follow each other into this random world.
And you can also find them on Amazon and Spotify and all those places that you find music. Looking forward to some new recorded music in the fall, and that's going to wrap it up here with Mr. Jonathan Garcia, live at Broadway 830, Texas Country at the Crossroads, our interview series. I'm Robert Miguel. We'll see you next week, and this is UvaldeRadio.net.